Right. Welcome to your first project in this class, Taxes and You, Understanding Your Role in the Tax System. Um, Given that tax day is coming up April 15th, which is right around the time that you're doing this project, it should be appropriate, huh? Anyway, um, we don't look at this, you don't explore it enough, you need to know more about it. So here we go. So there's two parts. It's not as extensive as it seems. But there's just a lot of different parts, and I was going to say parts and moving pieces, but not so much that. So the two parts. Part one, is about how do taxes affect you. So this is sort of a personal reflection and research piece. Taxes play a role in your daily life, even if you don't always notice them. So research and explain at least three types of taxes that affect you personally. Write at least three sentences per tax type explaining what and how it impacts your life. And here are some options to choose from, and I've listed a number of them here. All right. Part two is you're going to find a real life example of tax policy in action. So I've given you an example of real life tax policy that's affected you and summarize it. What I want you to do is choose one and summarize it in at least three sentences. How does this policy help or challenge you personally? Um, your summary needs to include the real life example from your own experience. So pick something that impacts you personally and explain it based on your own life. And again, here's a number of examples here. And then part two is you're going to get creative. You're going to create your own tax proposal. You'll identify a tax issue and propose a solution, and then present your ideas in a creative format. So pick one tax related issue that affects young people or the broader community. Your proposal should address fairness, economic impact, and real world challenges. Here's a few examples, but you can certainly choose something else. So you could do a little research to figure out what you want to talk about, or you could just pick one of these guys right here and go with that. And then you're going to propose a tax change or a new tax. So now create a policy based on your chosen issue. So you have two options: modify an existing tax or introduce a new tax. And I gave you a couple examples here. Make sure to justify your proposal by answering these questions. Who would be affected? How would it improve fairness, efficiency, or economic growth? What are the potential downsides? And how could the policy be improved to minimize drawbacks? So, those are the four questions you need to answer in your tax proposal. And then you're going to present your proposal in some kind of format. So it's not an actual, well, I mean, you can do an infographic, you could write about it, a written argument, or you can make a campaign flyer. You can even do a video on it. You can get creative in the way that you explain what your tax issue, your proposed change, and why it matters is. Um, Pretty straightforward. Uh, Let me know if you have any questions. Um, this is my first time doing this assignment, so I don't have examples, but we can work through it if you have some questions. I do have a question for you, though. Why don't you see more elephants hiding in trees? Because they're really good at it.